Coming in from Jammu and Kashmir, where we're learning of an exchange of fire that has resumed between terrorists and security forces in Sagipora area of North Kashmir's Sopore district today. We're also learning that 2 terrorists have been neutralized in the ongoing operation in the Sopore area. Now remember, the exchange of fire, which had in fact stopped for some time, has now resumed. That's what we are learning, resumption of exchange of fires between the militants and the security forces. This is the Sagipora area of Sopore where this has happened. And earlier we were also in fact learning that 2 terrorists have been killed in that ongoing operation, where security forces did see some sort of an upper hand as these 2 terrorists were neutralized in that area in Sopore. My colleague Ishan Vani has all the details. Ishan, the fact that there is a resumption of the exchange of fire, do we know how many terrorists could still be holed up in that area?
You can put about 2 to 3 of them, but it seems like only 2 were hiding in that particular vicinity, and both the hiding militants have been neutralized. We have been told by our official sources that there was a heavy exchange of gunfire that took place, and after the heavy exchange of gunfire, the forces were able to neutralize both of the hiding terrorists. There's a search operation that has been going on. The encounters were over, but they are looking if there could be possibility of a third one also hiding in the locality. There was a massive exchange of gunfire that took place in the morning because of heavy exchange of gunfire. All the residential houses and all the people living in the nearby area were vacated, and now what we've been told is that both of them have been killed, though their identity is not being confirmed. But those forces are right now trying to take out the body and check, who they really are. Are they all of them foreign militants, or are some of them also locals? There's a possibility of one local and one foreigner being there. But yes, 2 of them have been killed. We have been confirmed by the sources in the police that both the bodies have been spotted and both of the militants have been killed.
So, Ishan, is it safe to say that whatever these militants really had planned has been busted by the security forces? Because from what we are learning is after the search and cordon operation of the security forces, which was started, is when this exchange of fire really began. Probably the militants started firing upon the security forces. Is that right?
Well, absolutely right. They could have, attacked security forces, civilians, or created any other disturbance. But the forces were able to generate input well on time, and because of the input being generated, they actually were able to zero in on that location where the intelligence input was received. And on receiving that intelligence input, they were continuously monitoring the area and trying to ensure that these militants do not escape. And during the night, a tight vigil was maintained, and because of the tight vigil being there, they couldn't really escape during the night time. The forces were able to send in lights and reinforcements so that a tight cordon could be laid around the vicinity. But as the morning resumed, there was a massive section of gunfire, as I said earlier, and because of the gunfire, forces were able to corner them, and then the 2 of them have been spotted. The bodies have been spotted. We're told by sources in the police. Now the identification will be done. If they are foreigner, that's a big catch for the forces because they're well trained, well prepared, and they can launch attacks on security forces on time. And now a massive attack could possibly have been prevented by the security forces.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Ishan. We will have our eyes on this particular story as we are learning of 2 terrorists who have been neutralized in the valley in Sopore district of Jammu and Kashmir by the security forces. Probably 1 more terrorist could just be holed up in that area as the operations continue there. We are now shifting our focus. We are getting some more breaking news.